All right, we're here with Nzingha Prescod, two-time cadet world champion, junior world champion, currently on the senior women's world team, Olympian. Yeah, the list goes on and on. We're here with her at her club, the Fencers Club in Manhattan, talking with her about life. Nzingha, tell us what's new.
So I just got back to competing, which is really exciting. I had surgery about 6 months ago on my hip, and it was pretty successful. Now I'm just dealing with surgery pains, so it's really hard to find that balance between doing too much and not doing enough, because I don't want to injure myself again, but I also want to get stronger faster and be back and 100% as soon as possible. So that's what I'm dealing with now. So it's a lot of physical therapy, a lot of getting my strength back, and a lot of tactical things with my coach. We're working on a lot of actions where I'm not using my athleticism as much and more my smarts and sharpness with my tips. So.
And you talk about that mentality, getting back into things quickly, about coming off your injury. A lot of people might think this is a bit of a weird angle, but for those who don't know you well, the fencing community can speak to how much of a work ethic you had. A lot of your teammates have commented on how it's an extremely focused, extremely intense work ethic, and most of Bucky's job related to you is to keep you out of the club.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that work ethic, and specifically, you come off this injury, you have an amazing result in Gdansk, come in and get 7th in addition to the team result. What's your philosophy on cross training and fencing training?
Well, right now I feel super strong and controlled in really specific areas like my glutes, my hamstrings, and that's because I've been doing a lot of very targeted exercise in PT, so in physical therapy. So I think that's really helped with my speed coming back, and also my timing is spot on because we've been working on that a lot with my coach. But yeah, for cross training and stuff like that, I just started working with weights with my trainer Ahmed at Verb Fitness, and that's been going really well, and I think that's helping a lot with my explosiveness. And I'm not very long right now, so all these factors are giving me an extra edge. So doing all these extra things is I think has really been helping me in Poland and all the competitions that I've been to. What I've been struggling with mostly is getting my mental toughness and fighting, being in my fight mode. You know what I mean? So that's always been a problem with me, though. I am not the combative type, but so that's something I'm working on, and I've been working with a mental training coach to be more assertive in my fencing, but also kind of in my life, so it'll carry over to my fencing. I just feel a lot of times I'm very non-confrontational, and my fencing is kind of reflective of that. So yeah. That's what I've been working on. So you're talking about all the work that you're putting in right now on the mental side to get your game sharp there. To stay with the physical side, is that something that has always been a part of your fencing and allowed you to achieve the results you did as a cadet? And how is that just part of who you are, or were you inspired from an early age? The work ethic?
Correct.
Oh, so I was not always a hard worker. I was usually the lazy one in class, and Bucky's always laughing at me because I'd be the one sitting down whenever I had the chance, leaning against the wall when I had a little break, and Bucky'd be oh, no water, no sitting down, and I'd be the one sneaking a sit, but I don't know, one day I don't know, Bucky's a really good motivational person, and one day I just got it all together. I decided I wanted to be a good fencer, and I just put in all the work and did extra. I think that's what's most important. I'm always trying to do more than everyone else, and I think that's what makes the difference.
When was that you kind of had that spark or that click?
That was about when I was 9 or 10. I also grew up with Olympians everywhere. Erin Smart was still fencing when I started, and her brother Keith was fencing. A lot of saber fencers that were on the Olympic team, Kamara James, who recently passed unfortunately, was around me, and all these people I see them I saw them like working hard and what it took to work hard, and I was like, I'm not doing that. But like I actually like it clicked that if I want that, like I need to do that. So I think having all those people around like really motivated me, and like they really displayed like what it takes to be a great fencer.
So kind of that theory that you surround yourself by those you want to be like in order to achieve what you want to achieve.
Yeah, but I was young, I didn't know all that. I was just fortunate enough for them to be around me, and that was just like what I knew. So and also Bucky like is like a crazy disciplinarian. Is that a word?
Yes, I think it is. Yes.
Yeah, like he's like, because he has like a really big like military background, so he's like very big on discipline, and so yeah, that also.
That definitely helps, having that drill sergeant kind of mentality constantly on you.
Yeah.
All right, well, stepping back then to the psychology of your approach. You mentioned how much of a social butterfly you are. Prior to the interview,
Those weren't my words.
Well, they're my words. You mentioned, you shared with me a new term, at least for me, FOMO, that you have. Tell us exactly what FOMO means.
So FOMO is fear of missing out. I'm pretty sure a lot of people know that. But yeah, it's fear of missing out. I like really have a hard time with this. Like I always want to do everything. When people invite me places, I'm like, yeah, I'll go. Like, yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do this. And like it's very taxing, like for my energy, because like school and fencing are enough, and then like having to do this with this friend or do this with that friend, and hanging out late at night, and then like I'm a little tired the next day, and like I just feel like my practices and everything could be like 100%, could be a little bit better like if I were more rested, and like had that time to like, instead of going out and hanging out with my friends, like staying home and like even though I'll be so bored, I hate being bored, but I'll be home and like I'll find something to do like that could be fencing related, and can help me with my practice the next day, or with the competition coming up or something like that. And I think an overall more like immersion in fencing will help, instead of like using that whatever extra time I have to like hang out, you know what I mean?
And you mentioned, you obviously have great awareness about this side of your personality, and you mentioned a lot of the work that you're currently doing to better control that. What tactics or techniques right now are really helping you kind of harness that energy and focus it more on your fencing?
So a lot of the time I have to be like really reflective and like be very picky about what I choose to do. So I'll think about like, when I did this last time, did I have fun? Like, did I enjoy it? Like, is it worth it? Because I do think like you need a good balance of like fun and like being like working hard. And I think that's like, otherwise it just becomes so boring and like it's not fun. And I really feel like when I'm enjoying my life, I fence 10 times better. So there's that too. So I have to consider that. But I really have to like be more picky with what I am.
So trying to be more deliberate and disciplined and about everything that you're doing, and really gauging how much you're going to get out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Excellent. All right. Well, what's up next for you?
Next, well, this weekend I am not competing, which is great.
The first time in a while.
Right. I've been competing the last 3 weekends, so this is nice. And I'll probably go home and hang out with my mom, my sister, and one of my friends is moving to Thailand, so I'll hang out with her a little bit. Training, obviously, and then next weekend we go to Algeria, which will be exciting, I guess. I hope it will be safe, and yeah, and after that we have a couple weekends off, so yeah.
All right, well, we wish you the best with the travel, but also the nice kind of downtime you'll have over the coming month here and there. So
yeah.
All right, thanks, Nzingha.
Thanks, Spencer.
More later.
Bye.